Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. My news and views, my views on some of the news, and um, I was asked to um, do this story a couple of days ago, but I didn't know enough about it to do it. And you know my thing, I was going to be like, "Oh Lord, another black woman done neglected her child, and the gorilla is taking better care of the child and stuff like that." But this may surprise you. Well, actually, I'm pretty fair. I call it as I see it, right? So first off, oi to the bang, vases los bonjour mes amis, konnichiwa, ni hao, ni hama, kedu, bawani, uh, jambo habarigani, and sani bonani. All right. Now, I looked at, I watched CNN, Aaron Burnett up front and stuff. And I have a couple of videos in here that will support the narrative I'm going to give. Right now, basically, what happened is black women. Dad wasn't around, but black women took children to the zoo, see some animals. Uh, the child fell into a gorilla pit, and the gorilla got a hold to the child, and gorilla was shot, and white people got mad and wanted the mother and the father shot. Right now, this was a black child, but here is the problem: the black child was saved from the incident um, by them shooting the gorilla. The experts, felt that the child was at such risk that they needed to shoot the gorilla. So basically, this is what we have here. So the gorilla gets shot, and then um, when I first watched the guy's video that sent it to me, and he sent it to me of a white guy being very racist, I was like, maybe he might have a point, but I wanted to wait and see because I knew it was going to be investigated. This is the culminations of the investigations so far, and enough for me to just put out what's really going on, right? So this is what was really going on. This is the background of it, right? These are the parents. That's a silverback gorilla, and that's a little black boy. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is pay attention to these news stories. All right? Pay attention to the news stories. I have 3 of them up here. All right? The last one I want you to really pay attention to, because the footage that you're going to see in the news stories come from this lady's footage, and this lady plus another witness will tell you what was really going on. Right? So it's not as black and white as white people saw it, but the outrage is definitely black and white. All right. And if the white PETA people aren't careful, know what I'm saying? But anyway, just pay attention to these stories.
In with that pressure that is growing to charge the parents of a young boy who fell into a gorilla exhibit, forcing zoo officials to shoot and kill the endangered animal.
Nearly 100,000 people signing an online petition in support of the gorilla. Kelly Wright is here now live for us with the growing outrage and the zoo's response. Good morning, Kelly.
Heather Navi, good morning to you as well. So the zoo is defending its decision to kill an endangered gorilla. The president of the Cincinnati Zoo says what happened there over the weekend created a sad day for everyone. The zoo saying it made the right call by shooting and killing HARAMBE, a 17-year-old lowlands gorilla, after he dragged a 4-year-old boy when the boy fell in.
We did not take the shooting of HARAMBE lightly, but that child's life was in danger. And people who question that, or are Monday morning quarterbacks or second guessers, don't understand that you can't take a risk with a silverback gorilla.
But the incident has sparked a global outcry from animal rights activists. They want to know why Harambe had to be killed.
I don't think this happened in seconds or minutes. I think this took time for this kid, this little boy, to find himself in that situation. And ultimately, it's the gorilla that's paid that price.
Meantime, some blame the child's parents for the gorilla's death, claiming that parents were neglectful. The mother, who thanked the zoo for saving her son, removed a post on Facebook that said accidents happen. Activists want the parents to be prosecuted for the incident, but a petition being sent to Ohio lawmakers already has nearly 100,000 signatures. It calls for a new law called Harambe's Law, which would enact legal consequences when an endangered animal is harmed or killed due to the negligence of visitors. This whole incident bringing back memories from 1996 in Illinois, where a female gorilla carried a 3-year-old boy to safety after falling nearly 20 feet into her enclosure. Meantime, the mother says what started off as a wonderful day turned into a scary one, as you might imagine. She went on to say that God protected her child. The zoo says no charges against her are being considered at this time. Heather.
All right, everybody. Now you heard that news story, right? Now pay attention to this. The similarities are both boys were 3 years old, right? Both boys decided that they're going to go visit some gorillas up close. Both boys fell into the gorilla pit. The differences are that the white boy fell in and it was a female gorilla that got him, and he was lucky that the female gorilla got him first. The black boy fell in and the male gorilla got him. He was not so lucky. All right. And so basically, they waited 10 to 15 minutes to see what was going to happen. All right. So they were observing the gorilla. All right. And so this tells you what the gorilla did. He grabbed the boy, and y'all seen what he was doing. He was just slinging them around like a rag doll. Because basically, to a male gorilla, that little boy ain't nothing but a rag doll. What he is not is a gorilla. All right? And so basically, he's going to treat that little boy like something foreign, something to play with. He don't know what that little child is. And trust me, that gorilla probably would have ended up killing that boy, maybe not intentionally, but would end up killing that boy. All right, because that boy is not a gorilla with the strength of the gorilla, with the durability of a gorilla, even a baby one. All right, and so basically, the people at the zoo felt like they didn't have any choice but to shoot the gorilla. Right? And white people got all up in a tizzy about this, right? And white people called for the parents to be investigated. No one was going to investigate the parents, but white people. PETA. Yes, the animal lovers that hate black people. Trust me, they hate black people. And the PETA racists. They are very, very racist. All right. And this shows it. If you didn't believe they were racist before that, now you understand. And this is why I will call them racist. Yes, I said the word racist. The white lady that took the picture, no, she was telling it like it was. A couple other people that were witnesses, they felt like that what the park rangers did, what the zoo people did, they did what they needed to do, right? But the PETA people, the racist people that want the mama in jail, the racist white boys is running around saying that the gorilla should have shot the parents and stuff. These racist white people forgot all about 1996. Yeah, this story, 1996. Oh, in mourning, you killed him for protecting a child whose parents couldn't contain their own children. But they had nothing to say about this little white boy. All right. There was no negligence on the part of the zoo barrier. It worked for 38 years without incident. All right. But this little white boy got inside a zoo barrier.
The 150-pound gorilla became a mother herself recently, and when the 3-year-old toddler fell into her pit, she seemingly knew exactly what to do, picking him up and carrying him over to rescuers. All this while a horrified crowd looked on. It is a sight no one will soon forget. The little boy wearing white shorts lying on the ground after falling some 20 feet into the western lowland gorilla pit. 8-year-old Binti Jua, a 150-pound gorilla, walks over to the boy and gently picks him up. If you look close, you can see her wrapping her strong arm around his waist and gingerly carrying him. She takes him to a door where she hands him over to rescuers. Daryl Lee's wife couldn't believe what she was seeing through her camera lens.
Gorillas started running towards him, and the guys came in and started hosing the gorillas down. Keep trying to keep them away, but there was one gorilla particularly that was kind of protecting over the little one.
The 3-year-old had to climb over a barrier, railing, and planter like this one to get to a point where he fell. He apparently wandered away from his mother. Zoo officials say this hasn't happened in the 14 years since the exhibit opened. These are file pictures of Binti Jua, the rescuing gorilla. She just gave birth to her first daughter recently, Kula, and those maternal instincts came through today.
It's clearly exhibiting some maternal type behavior, and we are amazed. We respect these animals and treat these animals as the wild animals that they are.
There were 6 other gorillas in the exhibit when the boy fell. The animals are far from tame, unpredictable, and at times violent by nature. The toddler is lucky it was Binti Jua rushing to his aid. She picked him up only seconds after falling.
She was not showing any aggressive behavior towards the little boy. It was a very dangerous situation. You do not want to be in their territory.
The toddler was conscious and crying when rescuers got to him. All of his injuries coming from the fall, not.
All right. All of his injuries coming from the fall, right? So this child got in through an enclosure that no one has ever got in from. A child did, right? So all these people, these white people up here, the barrier worked for 38 years without incident. They'll make changes now. First of all, some of the times you got to fix with somebody else. If a child can get in there, that means other children could have gotten in there. So this is an idiot saying that now this thing worked just because nobody ever found the path. The fact of the matter is that a path was found. So now they have to fix it in order for a child like that to not find a path. Because this is not the first time that something like this has happened, even though these idiots making these comments are acting like it is. But how quickly they forget, quote unquote, the negligence of white parents when a white 3-year-old falls in, but they want to sue, kill, arrest, jail black parents. See, I noticed this. Now, if this was an isolated incident where we couldn't contrast and compare like I just did, right? But I contrasted and compared this. I was like, wait a minute. This is almost exactly the same, except they didn't have to shoot the other gorilla because the right one got there, but they would have had to shoot one of them other gorillas. So basically, you have almost the same scenario playing out. But nobody was like, sue the child's mother. Nobody went on any media and forced the police to investigate the white child's mother. All right. And so everybody's really devastated over the death of this gorilla. And wait a minute, what's really what? Oh yeah, white people captured the gorilla and put him in the zoo instead of leaving a silverback out in the wild where he's from in Africa. So the people that care about animals got mad because a child fell in in a pit that really shouldn't have been there in the first place, because the gorillas shouldn't have been there in the first place, because white people have no business going on over to Africa if they really want animals to live healthy in their own environment, snatching up gorillas and putting them in zoos. Right? The reason why a lot of these animals are going extinct is because of white people. All right? It don't make no kind of sense. Okay, but with these racist white people, it don't need to make sense. Now, while I say PETA and them is racist, and them racist ones, all the white people that's making these comments like this, yes, their racism meter is way up there, right? Now, I want you to understand, this white woman here, she tells it like it is. Right? Now, here's the thing. I don't know what her leanings are, but I know she's honest. Right? So listen, have a listen to her.
How hard was it, from what you saw, for a child to get inside that gorilla's pen?
I think there was some level of difficulty. If he was adventurous enough and really motivated, he could have gotten in with fairly ease at that point. But I think with the amount of people that were around, you'd think that he could have been caught, or somebody would have seen him, somebody would have pulled him back.
Do you think the parents shared some responsibility for this? Should they be to blame for allowing their son to get in there?
The only thing that I know is that I did not see the father. I saw the mother with other children and another female adult who I believe had a child as well. And they were enjoying the zoo. The little boy was a typical little boy, like at a candy store. Can I get this? Can I get that? And he wanted, jokingly and bantering, to go in and see the monkeys. And the mother was, no, you're not. No, you're not. And I think as they got ready to leave, that to tend to the other children, gather them up, get them in the stroller, and move everyone along. I think in the 60 seconds he got away.
Yeah. I mean, I've got young kids, and I've certainly seen them move quickly. Now, you look at these photos, these videos, and you have some photos that we're seeing for the first time here of the gorilla just coming out of his pen and approaching the child. I just want to ask you, it's one thing for us to look at these photos now or watch the video from afar, but being there in the moment as you saw it happen, was there any doubt to you that the zoo keepers had to act and kill the gorilla to save the boy?
No, in fact, that is the only reason that I shared the video that I had. I was hoping that people would see that, contrary to early reports that led the world to believe that he had not engaged with the gorilla, I needed them to understand there was an engagement.
Now, she was a witness, and she said that child was in danger. All right? This witness saw that the child was in danger. Just read this. And I'll read just the first paragraph. Witnesses, so there was plural, more than one of them, interviewed by CNN and its affiliates, contended that officials had little choice because it appeared the clamoring crowd was agitating the great ape, putting the boy in greater danger, even though it initially appeared Hannibal was trying to protect the child. One of the witnesses, Bruce Davis, told CNN affiliate WCPO in Cincinnati that he saw the ape toss the boy 10 feet in the air, and I saw him land on his back. It was a mess, which is to my earlier point. That boy was in danger. I don't believe that the gorilla would have intentionally tried to kill him, but nevertheless, because of the strength of that gorilla, that boy would have ended up dead, because that boy is not a baby gorilla. All right. So here are my final thoughts. Any of you racist people that's going to come to my channel and complain about how I feel about this, you could just feel deleted right off my channel, because I'm seeing it how I see it. I see two incidents similar, except one gorilla was killed and the other one was killed with reason, but because the crowd got so agitated and thereby agitating the gorilla. Right now, the experts did what they had to do, but at the end of the day, no one, when a white boy fell in, called for the death. No one called for the suing. No one said that the white parents were bad parents or anything. It was like, oh, that, yeah, children just get out. You turn your back on them, they'll disappear. Black parents that's taking care of their children, apparently because they had enough money to get all of them to the zoo, and they had 2 adults at the exhibit. All right. And so it wasn't a woman being negligent. It was parents getting distracted when they had a disobedient child. That's what it was. And children are disobedient. Trust me, I know this. All right. And so the people that wrote those comments need to be clowned. It don't seem like they're raising children. I'm raising 2 girls. Trust me. As soon as my back is turned, they're doing exactly what I told them not to do. Now, the oldest one is getting a little older. She's starting to, chill out for a bit. Oh, but yeah, they was doing all kind of sneaky stuff that I hear about from the neighbors and stuff like that. All right, so let's not get it twisted. Children will be children. All right, it's our job to be diligent and do all that we can. But even when we do all we can, they still want to be disobedient, and that child almost paid a great price for that disobedience. All right, and there's something to say that, well, after the investigation and stuff like that, but it might turn out to be an innocent thing where that child knows how to sneak down something. Because if he's able to sneak away and into things that's not meant to be gotten into, then that means the adults are not going to be able to get in where he get in. You understand what I'm saying? Which means once he gets out of sight and he can crawl through those crevices, they're not going to see him until it's too late. Because they can't follow him. It's built to keep big people out. It's built to keep stupid people out. It's built to keep drunk people that want to do stupid things out. All right, but a lot of these enclosures are not considering 3-year-old children that's going to be disobedient, but have the gumption to go carry out that kind of plan and go down there because they feel like going down and doing it. All right, so people got to slow their roll and know what they talking about before they start saying that black people, these black parents need to be arrested, shot by the gorilla and everything. That shows you the value that white people have for black lives. Now, the sad part is that a lot of black people don't have a lot of value for black lives or black men. But in this case, yes, it is racism that's running PETA and all the rest of these animal lover and animal organizations. When you can't love a human being, how can you love an animal? With that said, I'm out.